So recently on Facebook, I had got a message from a Tim Evans, and basically this is exactly word for word what he had asked. I can see why you like your job. My son, which is 14 now, wants to be a mechanic. He loves cars and performance cars. Any advice you could give him on that? I told him to get ASE certified and go from there. What are your thoughts? Thanks, love your videos. All right, Tim, let me see if I can kind of answer this question in a timely manner. I could probably talk about this for hours and probably wouldn't do anything but bore certain people. Son's 14, passionate about cars. Well, he's starting to get at that high school level. What I would do is see if they have the automotive program at the local high school. If it does, great. Get them to sign up for it. Start getting a taste for it, because what you're passionate about is one thing. When you start doing it for a living, it can turn into a chore and then you lose interest. So I'd rather see that he's actually still wanting to do this after taking it at a high school level. If he is, great. You know, you've got other levels you can go. As far as his training, whether or not to go to a local community college, Wild Tech or whatever, or go straight into the career, it's all based off all his knowledge he already has. At 14, I don't expect too much. But as time goes by at the high school level, if he's picking up on things, he can learn a lot. He can get a part-time job at one of the local dealerships, for example, after school, cleaning the floor, doing stuff like that. So by the time he graduates high school, he could have picked up a lot of knowledge that going to a local trade school may not benefit him. We have a local high school where I work where they are always competing on the state levels in the automotive program. And they've gone to national level. So some of those students or them kids there, I say kids, at that age to me they are, they have a lot more knowledge than the average person graduating from high school. So for them, it may be good to just go ahead and jump into the field, especially at a dealership level. So let's base off his education. If he doesn't have that much, high school's cool and he likes it, feel free to go to your local community college. They usually have an automotive program for about 2 years. Go there and then you'll learn the fundamentals of everything. Also, depending, if he does have the knowledge, he could just jump into a dealership. Now, I ain't talking about jumping in as a tech. You know, like I said, start sweeping the floors. It's easier to get in a dealership sweeping the floors than it is trying to be the top tech. First thing we want to work on at 14 as he gets older, we want to work on his work ethics. That's the most important thing. You can teach people to be a mechanic, but as far as making them show up and work on time, when they get paid on Friday, they're on Monday. They work all the hours they're supposed to and they complete the tasks that they're asked. That's the important thing. And getting in the floors, getting in the shop, sweeping the floor is a great way to show that, because he doesn't have much on paper to promote himself as far as a resume or background of what he's done as work history. So start the most entry-level job. Get in there. Take it for minimum wage. You're going to learn more there than you would anywhere else hands-on. As they see the type of person you are, see what you're capable of, it's just the natural progression of things. They're going to slowly start building you up to where maybe you're a lube tech one day, and they see that. Then they start offering you training. Now this is all at the dealership level. They start showing you, allowing you to take on training, both web-based or actually in-class type training. And then you'll progress. And not just that, your interaction with the technicians there, master techs or whatever, he's going to pick up a lot of information, especially if he's the sponge type. I mean, what I mean by that is don't go in there knowing everything. Don't go in there trying to impress anybody. At our age, you're not going to impress us by what you know or what you've done. I'm here to pass on my knowledge to you. I want you to listen. Feel free to ask questions, but don't sit there and tell me everything you've done and how I'm supposed to be like, wow, you're awesome. That's not going to happen. If he comes in with that mentality, he's going to fail already. So come in as open sponge, pick up all the information. As he's cleaning the floors, he's going to pick up on things. He's going to be asked to help out, hold something, help bleed brakes. Feel free to tell him to ask questions. As he picks up that information, it's just going to snowball. He's going to become a better quality tech. And of course, the typical service manager is going to see that. And when there's openings, he's going to start getting promoted, start getting raises. They know him already. They know his background. They know the type of person he is. Now they can continue training him and molding him into the technician they need. A lot of the independent shops, it's harder to get all that training. And then also you need to be good at everything across the board, which to me is almost impossible. There are people out there that can do it. Those are the people I admire and look up to. They are practical geniuses, and they can fix on anything that you give them. But it's hard to find that person, and it's hard to get that training. They always usually let an independent shop reach a certain point where they say, well, at this point you need to take it to the dealer. At the dealership level, we have the specialized tools and we get specialized training, which is invaluable. I think that's something that he should definitely, in my personal opinion, I would try to go towards dealership. That's just me. Some people love the independent. Nothing wrong with that. That brings us to the next question, ASEs. I believe ASEs are more important at an independent shop than anything, because it gives you something to promote yourself with. At a Chrysler dealership, it's not as important. You know, ASEs technically are just a body, a group that gives out a acknowledgement. Basically, it's, hey, you took a test, you did well on answering basic questions of this operation of this system, whether it's brakes, depending on what category you took, and now we are saying you're certified in that. Now, it's not specific enough. You know, it's not specific down to a Chrysler Town and Country this year. It's brakes on every make and model out there. So to be good at that in the industry is kind of hard. So independent shop, you may want to get your ASCs so you got something to help promote yourself. It looks good on paper. Chrysler, they're not necessarily going to look on the application and see the ASCs as being the #1 thing. They can actually, if you have previous experience in Chrysler, they can see your training history. And they can go based off of that. That's more important to them, because they look at the bottom line. They have, for warranty purposes, they have to have someone trained at a certain level in different categories. We got 4 levels, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And depending on the warranty repair, they got to have someone trained in that. Otherwise, they will not get reimbursed for it. So when they're looking for openings, they have those criteria they need to meet. They may say, hey, we need someone that's transmission level 4 because the guy quit. So they're looking for someone that has that training. Your ASC is not going to carry as much weight as what you have through Chrysler. Now, if I go from Chrysler to 4, that's a whole nother scenario. I probably need to rely more on ASCs. So definitely, when he depends on an independent and also whether he wants to go dealership, that's going to also, to me, carry more weight on his ASCs. I hope that clarifies it a little bit more. Like I said, I can get into a lot more detail, and that might actually open up a future discussion on another video. But at this point, Tim, like I said, try to get him in at high school level if you can. Get him watching these YouTube videos. I mean, you pull him up on the big screen TV and watch him like you do any other TV show. He'll start seeing more specific things. You know, there are channels out there that are kind of, I ain't saying generic, but they cover basis of operation. And then you've got people like me that tell you, hey, on a 2005 Dodge Ram 5.9 diesel, this is how you replace this injector. That's me. I'm specific. Other people are more broad, and they cover a lot more bases. So he's got the opportunity with technology to research this stuff, see how things are. He'll see it. He might be able to do it hands-on, but he's going to be learning. Tell him to keep watching these videos. Some of them are cool, some are boring. I'm sure some of mine are boring. But definitely get them on there. This is the version of the Chilton manuals from the 80s, you know. This is actually interaction. This is where actually you can ask a question sometimes and get you a direct answer. You can get a video like this. Get them on there. Get them interested, you know. Like I said, when he's in school and he's old enough to get a part-time job, tell him to try to go up to the local dealership, whether what brand it is. Say, hey, start cleaning the floor, man. Even if they make you clean the bathroom, who cares? You're going to pick up on stuff. Free knowledge. And then you're going to be able to base it off of that. So everybody's got a different perspective. I know what took me to get down to the road I'm at now. But I think it breaks it down into his knowledge when he leaves high school, whether or not he needs further training there. Because if you get to the dealership level, they're going to offer further training anyway. If independent shop, it's probably highly recommended to dive into a community college. Also, as far as going with your ASCs. More as an independent shop, or if you're going to a different brand versus one brand, or if you're staying with the one brand, it's not as highly important. So hopefully, Tim, it answered your question. So at this point, this is where I ask for any kind of thumbs up on YouTube. Don't forget you can like me on Facebook, and you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well. If you got any comments or suggestions about the video we're talking about, or any advice to give Tim for his 14-year-old son, even if it's the same as mine or even different, you know, everybody took a different path to get to where they are successful in life. And I know my path just keeps turning still as I go, so it's never ending. Any advice we can pass on to the next generation is going to make them better technicians. It's no use in hoarding the information. It does no good. So, hey, feel free to reply back. I'm sure that Tim will be looking at the responses, and hopefully his son will too. And maybe we can tailor this young man into an awesome technician, or give him some friendly advice to help steer him and not going down the roads that we went down and we found out that we shouldn't have gone down. So here's your chance. So this is the point where I ask for any kind of thumbs up on YouTube. Don't forget you can like me on Facebook. You can check me out on Instagram and Twitter as well. If you got any comments or suggestions like I mentioned about in this video, or anything Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram related, please feel free to email me at david@motorcitymechanic.com, and I will try to get back to you in a timely manner. Once again, thanks for watching these videos, and I always appreciate questions such as this.